On May 15th of 2000, I was diagnosed with an inoperable stage 3 anaplastic astrocytoma brain tumor. Following my diagnosis, I was told that I had 6 to 18 months to live. So I met with oncologists here in Los Angeles and in San Francisco, and they were telling me at that time, the oncologist told me that the protocol for me would be to do Temodar, which is a chemotherapy, followed by a course of radiation. I asked them what that treatment would get me, and they said maybe 5 years. Maybe 5 years of life. So, of course, I asked what would happen after 5 years if I get to that 5 years, and they said, well, we'll see what's available at that time, meaning I would perpetually be on a course of treatment. Didn't sound good enough for me. Also, at that time, I'd heard about Dr. Burzynski in Houston, and I found out about Dr. Burzynski through a friend of mine, but I met with a prominent neurosurgeon here who wrote off Dr. Burzynski. And he told me point blank that antineoplastons don't work. Dr. Burzynski's treatment really sounded right to me. So I started on his treatment on June 6 of 2000. And in December of 2000, all that was left of the tumor was scar tissue. And again, this was confirmed through an MRI. In October of 2001, I stopped antineoplastin therapy altogether. I've had annual MRIs since that time. So over the course of the last 8 years, annual MRIs have confirmed all that's left of the tumor is scar tissue, and I've been off of treatment for that entire time. So Dr. Burzynski cured me of a brain tumor.
An MRI on June 1st of 2000 revealed the size of the enhancing portion of Jody's tumor, which was the part of her tumor that was the most aggressively growing. On June 6th, she started antineoplaston treatment, and by July 3rd, only a month after starting treatment, the enhancing portion of her tumor was gone. Her tumor remained non-existent up until September of the following year, when she stopped her antineoplaston treatment altogether. It's one thing to be shown a single anecdotal case with this type of brain tumor, and it's another to simply compare clinical trial data of inoperable anaplastic astrocytoma patients treated with toxic radiation and chemotherapy versus clinical trial data using only Dr. Burzynski's non-toxic antineoplaston therapy. A 2005 clinical trial report using only radiation and chemotherapy found that 5 of 54 patients, or 9%, were cancer-free at the end of treatment, while a 2008 clinical trial report using only antineoplastons found that 5 of 20 patients, or 25%, were cancer-free at the end of treatment, with no toxic side effects. Jody Fenton is one of them.
If Jody Fenton had undergone the therapies originally prescribed to her, her life would have been very different. Now she is alive, well, and prospering. It's as if she had a bacterial infection and Dr. Burzynski treated it with antibiotics.
4 years after my diagnosis, I had run into one of the neuro-oncologists that I met with and told him that I had gone to Dr. Burzynski and I was cured, and he kind of wrote it off. I was very excited to tell him that I was cured, and he really burst my bubble about it, so it was somewhat depressing for me. Another doctor that I have, when I told him I had an anaplastic astrocytoma, he was very excited. He's like, bleep, bleep, bleep. I can't believe this is you, because do you know what the prognosis for this is? And I said, yes. And he's like, I can't believe you survived this. And he was very excited for me.